Glasses dropped quickly. Yeah.
All right, welcome again, everybody. Welcome. Thank you for coming out. Miigwech. So we're going to do just a quick review of the last class, just to kind of catch everybody up, and then we'll talk about the new stuff. One of the things I want you to keep in mind is that in one of the sayings that we have is the voice of the land. Is in our language. So I remember when I was growing up on the res, they would have these signs posted everywhere. The voices of the land is in our language. So whenever you go back to Ontario or around that region, you'll hear the sounds of nature, and it'll remind you of the way that we speak. Because that's where all those words are sourced from. It comes from the earth. And the sounds that are, we try to imitate or mimic the sounds that we hear that come from the land. So remember that. That's really, really important. We good? We need to write this down? Anybody copying this down? Some people do, some people don't. That's okay. All right.
Watch it on video.
and yeah, subscribe to my channel. Subscribe to my channel. Yeah. Well, thank you. Miigwech. Yeah, there's I think there's like 1 million hits on those old language videos from Sioux. All combined. Yeah.
Wow.
All the videos combined. So I figured, why not throw some this way too, right? Okay, so last week we're still into this part of the sort of like placing ourselves within creation, I guess. Being the most dependent. So we are the most dependent beings. And do you guys remember our roles here? Do you remember like just one primary role, if you could sum it all up? Anybody?
What, our tasks?
What we're supposed to do?
Look after everything?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Look after the earth.
Look after the earth, yeah.
Mhm.
So we're caretakers, right? We're caretakers. I used to play this game with my kids where I would switch around the first letters of the first words. So I might say tear-cakers, right? And it's maybe a skill that you might use in Anishinaabe once in time. And then we talked about origins, right? This is from the creation story. And then we talked about origins, and then I mentioned Solutrian, but in our migration story or our origin story, we came from the Shining Sea, so the east coast. We came from the Shining Sea. That's why it sort of adds some credibility to the Solutrian kind of concept, because that's east of us. So origins along the east coast, they were these 7 beings who were also interpreted as the prophets. And these beings formed the first clans. And basically that's where we are at in our clans. So the word for clans, Do-dem-uk is our word for clan. So this is the Do-dem is just one clan. Do-dem-uk, adding the ag makes it a plural ending. So clan. So these beings were the basis of the original clans, and they provided this. During the time that these prophets had spent with us, that they provided us teachings, and about how to survive on this land. So they were the first clans. Now, depending on who you talk to, and there's also another one more origin story here. Talks about there were these four. I think they were called the Gitchik, Ayajik, yeah, the great beings. There were these great beings. There were four of them. One sat in the north, and then the east, and then the south, and then finally one in the west. Now this was said to be at a time when the world was full of ice, and so up in the north we had the white bear, Wabshka Makwat, and over here in the east I think was the Wabshka Mayingan, maybe. So the wolf, the white wolf. Remember, they're talking about a time before the ending of the Ice Age or around the Ice Age. The south, I don't remember the full story, but one of these was an eagle. I'm not sure which one, a white eagle.
I think that was the east.
Was it the east?
I think so.
Okay, yeah. See, somewhere, I'm not too sure about all the details about these stories. These are the bits and pieces I've heard over the years. So there were four of these white animals that represented each of the four directions, and they took pity on the ANISHINAABE, and so lived with them and taught them how to survive in that environment. So that's one of the origin stories of the clans, right? Because then we follow these as from the clan line. I think there might have been a buffalo in there, a white buffalo. Anyway, depending on the story that you hear about the migration and following these other beings who exited or came from the ocean, there were a different bunch of animals or totems. So depending on the story, so this is from Eddie Benton Benai's Mishlomis book. I don't remember all of the animals or the totems that were mentioned, but I do recall that there was maybe a little bear, there was a macoons, there was a catfish, a duck, different animals that represented the original clans, and then from there the clans expanded into what we recognize today, right, in terms of the governance and clan lines.
Was there 7 original clans?
I haven't seen any evidence to suggest there were 7. There was that 7th being
Yeah, because
That-
there are that 7-pointed star.
representing those clans, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the loon and
I think
clans.
when you go back to like the origin story,
Yeah.
yes, there were 7 beings, and but only 6 of them made the migration. So, and I don't remember anybody saying about the 7th being, but anyway, it doesn't matter. There are 7 clans, typically in a Anishinaabe community. Yeah, you would have 7 clans. Typically, or maybe not necessarily 7, but it has to be an odd number, right? An odd number. That way you don't get stuck, right? If you have an even number, 3 of you vote one way, 3 of you vote the other, you get nothing done.
On this one, where it's taken from the Medewan logic,
Yeah.
they have the fish clan, the wolf clan, marten clan, which the bear fell under, the loon, crane, oh no, sorry, bear is there, but the wolf, I think, fell under the marten. And, bird clan.
Yeah, yeah, there's all sorts of different ways of
Yeah.
how they arrange the clan system, the clan lines. Some say remember this story about the white bear? Some say the white bear is the one who sits, he's the chief of all the animals that have paws. You know, so cats, wolves, dogs, canine, wolverines, things like that have the padded feet, I guess. And then over here you'd have the hoofed ones, moose, deer. Then you'd have the ones of the air, clans from the air, and then water clans. Right. So there's all sorts of different ways to organize your clanship. But the one thing that I found though that's always an odd number of clans. It's either 3 clans, 5 clans, 7 clans. 7 clans I think is ideal because that's that magical number, right? 7. So typically that's how most communities, most old Anishinaabe communities, maybe when the first settlers arrived, they would have found the communities divided up into those 7 clans, and each of them had a role and responsibility within the community. Which we won't get into tonight because that's for another class. All right. When we do our Love Our Language, we're going to be talking about these 7 clans, right, in February, right, on Valentine's. So we'll come in and we'll be able to start our clan stuff again, right?
Yeah.
All right. So that's all I wanted to do. That's the only thing that I forgot to do last week in this origin story presentation was to bring it to this point where this forms the clans, and now that becomes part of the introduction, our introduction. So when we introduce ourselves, we often identify ourselves according to our clan, right? And so that's what we're going to get into here shortly. But just before that, we're going to look at some of those little bits again. Just to remind you of those little bits of words that are often used in the Anishinaabe. So the third line down from on your notes from tonight, you have did, din, ah, de, and then win. Moving toward the speaker, away from the speaker. This is a reference to the light or something white in color. De is your heart. E is the here and now, present state of being. And then the win is the skill or knowledge of having something. So you'll see a lot of these little words coming up, and you'll be able to hopefully synthesize some of the concepts that are being spoken of. Questions so far?
What did you say A was?
No,
not that one, double A's.
This one would be, it's either light.
Oh, light.
Yeah. Although often light is used like wa, the all is part of that. De, yeah, de, and then win. So, we're gonna do this sound chart. So I don't know who this guy is, but he's got a pretty cool name, Fierro. And he made up this sound chart where you're taking English letters and you're combining them, and with those combinations you can make pretty much every sound in the ANISHINAABE language. So I'm not gonna get you to write out the whole chart. That was yeah, okay, you got some. Was that from last year?
I think it's from last year.
Is it from last year? It looks like my writing, my scribbling. Yeah.
I think it's from last year.
Okay, yeah. Yeah,
But this is what you taught us, remember when you did that, you and I did that workshops with Jeff's team? You got all of
Yes.
us to start, at the end, we were all singing along.
oh, yeah, we're all singing,
So
singing the
easy.
song, yeah, well,
Singing the sounds.
I wasn't gonna get you to write everything out, like normally what I would do in my high school classes, I would get the students to write everything out, right, like a little multiplication table kind of thing. I am gonna put the sounds down, I'm gonna list them here, and then, yeah, I'd like to run through a practice, we'll do a practice of the sound chart. Okay, so, we're starting with
Oh, I wasn't in that class.
at, if, o, all, e, oo. So this sounds like the U in like but, that, bit. And now we have an actual word that sounds because these things exist, right? Bought, right? You have bots. All, yeah. Saw. This one sounds like see, and this one. Yeah. So
So is A like bet or is it like bait?
A,
E.
But,
E.
yeah.
This is bet.
Yeah.
Eh.
I always pronounce it A, so I
We were
guess that's a
taught
bit
that
off.
for Minnesota.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
But if you think about the way Grandpa spoke, he said eh.
He said eh,
Yeah.
so Ojibwe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, if you didn't like that song, but
He didn't like
he said
that song.
Miigwech. Like think of it's in Miigwech, right?
He did say you're right,
Miigwech, it's not
Miigwech.
Miigwech.
You're right. Yeah, okay, great, thank you.
Yeah,
That's how it's.
but there's always those little subtle differences, right, from
Yeah.
community to community, yeah.
Lauren,
Yeah.
I noticed that the language bits, that there's 6 of them, and we were just talking about 7, and I thought, I wonder what 7 would be. And feet is all, in so many words, z. I wonder if that would be considered a language bit, or if these 6, the bit, ne, de, a, win.
What do you mean, would it be in here? It could be, yeah,
Could
it
be.
could be, yeah.
Yeah, cause I was just
Yeah.
thinking about things
Here.
being 7, cause it's in so many of the things that you point out. So our
Okay.
process of walking.
Okay, yeah, I haven't noticed that, that's a good point, yeah. Something certainly to, look into. All right, well, thank you. So our consonant sounds are B, C, I forgot the CH. So add that to your list here on in your notes. J, K,
You have C's.
oops, G, sorry, G,
I mean, CH.
C, CH, G,
G.
I don't know why I'm looking at my damn notes anymore.
No, we don't have a F, do we?
B, C, C, H, D, G, J, K,
K,
L, M, N,
no L?
O, L, no,
No L? No L?
no L.
No L.
No L.
No P, no
M, N, O, P, no Q,
S.
R, S, S, H, T,
Y, W,
Y, W,
Z.
and then you're gonna Z and ZH.
Yeah.
Sorry, ran out of board. And then just like in a multiplication table, you would combine your consonant sound over here from this row, and you would go across and you would combine it with the vowel sound. And then by going through the system, you'll be able to pronounce most of the words. And you'll be able to, I think with some of these as indicators, it'll help you to decode or understand, at least get a good idea about what that word might be saying. You may not understand it completely, but you'll say, oh, well, it's got this, so it's happening right now. Oh, it's got this, so it's some reference to the heart or something, right? So you might be able to recognize things that way, and that's typically how things begin.
Would it take too much time if we went through it?
No, not at all. No, that's going to be the requirement today in today's class.
Okay.
Yeah, as we're going to practice this.
Okay.
Okay.
We're ready.
Everybody know how this goes? Do you know how this goes? Have you seen that? Have you done this before? Okay. You'll catch on. But we're gonna start with just saying the sounds of the vowels. All right. So
But,
no, not ba, not yet. We're gonna say
Oh.
just the vowels, just the top line here.
Oh.
Okay. So we're gonna go e, I, O, A, I, U, ba, be, bi, bo, ba, bi, bu. Now you can probably put a little song to it, and then you would say, there's no C, sorry.
Oh, is it a K?
yeah.
It's a CH. The
Okay.
CH sound is next, sorry.
I added it there.
So, no, I probably dropped the H when I was typing, right? When I was typing up the notes, there's a C
You
in
had
there.
it, but then you made us add it.
So now we go, cha, che, cho, tra, chi, chu, da, de, di, do, da, di, do, ga, ge, gi, go, ga, gi, gu, ja, je, ji, jo, ja, ji, ju, ka, ke, ki, ko, ka, ki, ku. You guys are good. Ma, me, mi, mo, ma, mi, mu, na, ne, ni, no, na, ni, nu, pa, pe, pi, po, pa, pi, pu. Almost all together. Sa, se, so, sa, si, su, sha, she, sho, sha, shi, shu, ta, te, to, ta, ti, tu, ya, ye, yo, ya, yi, you, wa, we, wo, wa, we, woo, za, ze, zo, za, zi, zu. Last one. Ja, je, jo, ja, ji, ju. And there you go. Right? A little mantra, maybe a little morning. You know, you get up in the morning prayer, you're just gonna do the poppy poos. Right?
That helped me because the ZH was like, it's been hard to wrap my tongue around it.
Yeah, well,
It's Asian.
sometimes they,
Asian.
Hey!
Yeah.
Yeah.
Asian or bonjour.
Yeah.
yeah, exactly, yeah.
Asian
Yeah.
is
Yeah, exactly, yeah, that really has
yeah.
that.
Has that ZH in the S form, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, there's lots of people named Zhao.
All right.
So,
Good, yeah,
Mhm.
okay. So, when you see these, I guess part of the disconnect you might have, Jessica, is with the, sometimes it's the rapid fire of the words when you're reading them,
Yeah.
right? When you open up a book and it's like a whole bunch of I's and A's and W's and you know, double consonants and things like that, and there's words joining in ways that are unfamiliar. That's why typically when when I write the word out, I write it out according, you know, like phonetically or by each little syllable, and then that sort of, it makes it easier for people to break down.
I find that really helpful too, you put a dot in
In
between.
the middle, yeah, in between, so you know where the break in the words is. All right. Now we talked about the clans and the origins of the clans, or where we believe that the clan system originated. And in addition to that clan, that forms our identity. That's a huge part of our identity, right? As Anishinaabe, we're subdivided into these different tribes, if you want to call it that. And then, but then within those tribes or within those communities are our clans, and our clans are our governance system. They specify the functions or the roles of each clan within the community. And one of the big things that I pointed out to my students was that our clans governed marriage relationships. We would not, for example, if you couldn't marry someone from the same clan.
Right.
If you were from the Bear clan or whatever, if you were from the same clan, you couldn't marry, right? You couldn't have relations. That was considered taboo. Didn't matter where you were from. If you were Bear clan from the Ottawa River and you went out to Winnipeg and you met someone from the Bear clan there, well then you could just be friends, right?
Hey,
That was-
cousin.
What's that? Yeah. So that's so often sometimes you'll see Indigenous people. That's one of the first things on a
What's your
dating.
clan?
Yeah. Oh, hey, what's your clan, right? Yeah. Some of them might use it, to make a move or say, well, you must be from the Fox clan, right? So your clan forms part of your identity, right? And then from there, when we would meet each other in the old days, we're getting into the introductions now. When we would meet each other in the old days, that's how we would identify ourselves, your name, your clan, and then the community that you came from. So in this case, what I've done, let's say, okay, so leads to our formal introduction, about halfway down the page, into our formal introductions and greetings, name, clan, community. So that is the typical introduction, and this is called the ceremonial introduction. Anybody want to give me one of their ceremonial introductions? Have you ever done a ceremonial introduction? One is yes, one is yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah, like, wanna go into the sweat lodge?
Yes,
You're at the doorway,
yes,
and so you say, bonjour, j'aimerais tout, Georges Kiki, Kas, Namei and then I crawl in.
and then you go in, yes, yeah, you announce yourself, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so, ceremonial introduction for use obviously in ceremony, a more formal setting. So, what you're going to do is you're gonna put your name in here. So, Gadono Zwin. Gadono Zwin, Jinda, Kashibiga. Jinda, Kashibiga. Jinda. It's a long time since I've said those words. Gajabiga. Oops. Jibiga means to write. And who's this? The G. From your pronouns. Do you remember your pronouns? There's Nin,
Your,
Nin,
your.
and Gin. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Your name.
Jinda means here. So write your name here.
Okay,
Okay. So this is where your name is going to go.
your signature.
Well, maybe it could say signature. Yeah. You could say signature. But in the greeting, in the context of the greeting, you would say your name, whatever your name is. Right? You want to use your Anishinaabe name if you have a Anishinaabe name or a spirit name. You could use your name. If not, I would just say Darren. And then I would say Nikos.
Mhm.
Nikos. Now this roughly translates to I am called.
Yeah, which is so different than the word for written name.
Mhm.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we're taking, again, we're switching to the other system, right? So this is the colonial system, and that's how it would work
Mhm.
in a colonial context. Yeah, which is vastly different from Nikos. So you state your name, their Nikos, and then you would state your clan. So in my case, I'm from the Bear clan. Do Deb. Some will say Dal. I've heard that. I belong to the Bear clan. Or something like that. I belong. And then but most people would say Makwa Do Deb, sorry. Makwa Do Deb.
I've heard my elder say, can I say, Dinigal.
Didn't go. I am called. Right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
is that what that means?
I think so, yeah, didn't go.
Or they call me that,
Something like that,
Yeah.
yeah, something about being called, yeah.
yeah, okay.
Vision of cost, yeah, that would be close.
Yeah.
So, there indigenous cost, Makwa Ndo Deb, or Makwa Ndo Deb Ndao, and then your community, and for me, my home is in a place called Weekend Kon Ndo. So this is like I, and this is the present, I am. Do and Jawal. Do and Jib Ba. Ba sort of means to rest or sleep or dead, depending on the context again. Ba.
We say Doji.
Donji, yeah,
We don't say
Donji.
Ba.
Yeah. Yeah, Donji, right? Yeah.
We're just a little morbid out east.
Yeah.
No, 'cause
So-
I heard a long time ago that it was because when they used to travel by canoes and they used to announce themselves, Don Jabal, and it means getting out of the canoe or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Jabal or something it means,
Okay.
yeah.
Just interesting to find out, the sources of all these phrases and all these terms.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, this is your traditional, not your traditional, your ceremonial reading, right? And most of us have practiced it. Most of us have known it or have tried it once or twice.
I use it all the time, even when I'm in meetings and we're doing an elders table or something, we go around and I
Yeah.
introduce myself.
Yeah.
And I noticed that a lot of people back home, when we get gatherings and stuff and it's their turn to speak, they'll introduce themselves like that, even if there's no ceremony. Even if
Okay.
it's just a meeting,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
you just
Yeah.
let people know who they are and which clan they belong to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I imagine that's probably the way it's always been. We're just, so colonized, that we do everything differently now. So, I guess this is more commonly referred to as a ceremonial reading, but what the hell, use it anywhere, right?
Pardon?
Right. Any questions?
Okay, so link to your mother, so did you know when?
Oh, that's just saying write your name here.
Yeah.
So that's your name.
Yeah, but don't knows it. So
Here.
you're gonna write your
You
name.
should write it, basically.
That's all this is saying, your
Yeah.
name.
Okay.
Yeah. And then if not, then you can take out the golden win. There should be good.
Once it's done.
So it's not necessary.
You would end up, no, it's not necessary, no.
Okay,
No.
okay.
But we
No.
wouldn't introduce ourselves with that word, the word you just erased.
No, those are the instructions. I'm asking you, write your name here, right? As a student, I'm saying, okay, write your name in this space. Right here, write your name right here. And then when you start your introduction, you'll say your name, right? As opposed to a blank space.
Yeah.
But to add a little more
I just like
nutrients, I guess, to the lesson, I'm also telling you, writing out the instructions, right? So you know to write your name in that spot and you know what it looks like when written in the Anishinaabe. All right, so you talk about your name, your clan, and your community in this introduction. And then there's also what is referred to, what some people refer to as polite conversation, right? And that's one of the lessons that I would give to my students, was this lesson, polite conversation. Any questions, thoughts?
About polite conversation?
No, about anything previous?
I have one
Yeah.
little thought,
Yeah.
just to share,
Yeah.
on the last subject. Both from, so two local elders that I've known over the years, Elder Skip Dick, who's from Songhees Nation, and Elder Vic Underwood, who is from, out on the peninsula, from, Sayot. Both of them encourage visitors on these territories to learn how to introduce ourselves in our own language in the way that our people would do. And it's harkens back to the age-old traditions of this island and the peoples of this place. Is when you come to this island, you have to tell them who you are. And in the old days, you would have known how to speak your own language. So it's not only a way of honoring who you are, which is part of being a good visitor here, but it is a continuation of the way things are done on these territories. So that's another use that we have for, all of us have as visitors here, actually kind of have a responsibility to learn how to do that type of introduction. So just thought I would share.
Yeah.
And also your relatives, right?
Yes, in the
If you know your
formal
Yeah.
coastal introductions involve relatives and they can be very long as a result. Yeah.
Can I maybe say something or just honor that one of the ways I think that we're being taught today, name, clan, community, we've been practicing as a table, right? And so one of the early gifts, and maybe I'll ask Darren if you could share with us how you would say it. Like, I've learned a way to say I don't yet know my clan, because as part of those introductions, it's honoring that, you know, I do know my name in English, or maybe have another gift of a language name. I know the community where my ancestors came from, and I'm not like absent a clan, like it's in me, but I just don't yet know it. I have to do work to get it, to earn it. So I've learned one way, but without judgment, I think there's maybe multiple ways of saying that, like I don't yet know, or I'm coming to know. The word Janice, you taught us, was Gawin, Nindoda Misi, or maybe I'm missing a mashi in there.
There's
There's a mashi in there.
on
There is a
the
mashi, Gawin mashi, Nindoda.
I think it's Gawin Ninjakinamasi Nindodem.
There was a longer
You know-
option and I was
Yeah.
like shaking short.
Yeah, no,
That's not
I
very
couldn't
good.
say that. I actually couldn't make myself say that phrase until we learned our plan. I couldn't get my mouth
Yeah, I
around it, and then all of a
couldn't
sudden I could say it. It was like, well, that figures.
And you can teach it.
That's right.
There's clans from our clan groups that can adopt other clans that don't know what their clans are.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know in my community at least, my whole family's a Loon clan, but my mom doesn't have a dad on the birth certificate, so I'm actually not Loon clan, but it's kind of a point of contention there in community. It's like, well, just because your dad's not there doesn't mean that
So would you go under your mom's clan then? Is it your mom that's First Nation?
Yeah, so my mom's First Nation.
So she's Loon?
yeah.
So is that what you're saying you are?
Yeah, I say that I am, I believe that I am, but,
Yeah.
yeah, to some elders I'm not, because she doesn't have a dad on the birth certificate, because it's passed down patrilinearly in our community.
I
Yeah.
don't know
Oh,
why it
that's
would
all.
make a
Yeah,
difference.
from what community?
White Sand First Nation in, Northern Ontario,
That's in Anishinaabe or
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cree or,
Anishinaabe.
yeah.
Yeah, we're 3 hours north of Thunder Bay.
Yeah, there's,
Yeah.
most Anishinaabe societies are matrilineal.
Mm-hmm.
You would trace
Yeah.
your lineage through your mothers.
Yeah, which is
Yeah.
strange why it's that way there, but.
Well, one of the adaptations that we did in trying to keep up with the settlers was to change our ways of thinking. Those aggressive men, the Mohawks, there's a story that, their women are just as aggressive. Their women are just as strong and just as assertive as the men are. And the story that I heard was that when these ships first arrived from wherever Europe, they met the women. The women, it was up to the women. The women went down and met the men, met these strange men, but these strange men wouldn't talk to them. Right? They wouldn't deal with them. Right? And so they went back up the hill, back up to the village and said, hey, these white guys, they won't talk to us. Right? So maybe we'll send our men down there and the men will maybe they'll talk to the men. And sure enough, because they're a patriarchal society, right, they start dealing with the men, and all of their dealings are just between the men. So that slowly changes things, right? You could see that kind of like that like an iceberg kind of flipping, right? Where it slowly changes from this matrilineal society, and then it becomes a patriarchy, right? So a lot we have to really, when we talk about our lineage and again, the evidence of our connection, of our tracing through our mother's side is there in the language. It's all there in the language, and we'll go into that another lesson. Anyway, I would say it this way: if Gawin Gikenmasi, or Gawin, or you could say Gawi Msh, or Shet, Gawin Shet, something like that. Gawin Shet, not yet. That's more like God, not yet. Gawin Ngi Kandmasi, no, I don't know. Okay. So, what's that? Go. The way I've heard it sounds like just Gawin Shet. Gawin Shet. Yeah. Gawin Shet. I'm trying to, like I said, when I was teaching it, I had to enunciate every little Gawin Shet. And maybe the way I hear it in my head when I'm pronouncing it or enunciating and saying it is completely different from what you're hearing. But Gawin Shet would be one way of saying not yet, or not yet. But the formal, I guess, would be Kawin Ngi Kandmasi. Now, even this might refer to a person. If do you know that person? Kawin Ngi Kandmasi.
And that's just more affirmative, like, no, I do not know.
It's more like,
Yeah, that's all. It's like your formal, your formal way of responding to a question, as opposed to this is kind of a shortcut. Not yet. Yeah, Gawin Shet. Gawin Shet. All right.
my mom always told us both our parents' clans, and she always told us who our relatives were. That's your clan there, that's your clan there, and I'd have people come up to me and say, they would just say Nadoding, right? They would greet me Nadoding.
Yeah.
That means we're just
Oh yeah, like cousin.
auntie or
Yeah,
uncle or,
yeah. Talking about
They
your,
wouldn't call me Aldine or anything, they were
Yeah.
just saying Nadoding,
yeah.
like you're my family.
Just like today, they'd go up and say, "Hey, cousin."
Yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Hey, cousin. Hey, relative. Then they'd hit you up for money or something. All right, so what I did was I had this polite conversation, and when I say polite conversation, I mean to refer to when we pass each other in the hallway. Like every day we do it, right? Hey, how are you doing? Oh, I'm doing okay. How are you? Going back and forth, like that. You might have some small talk questions, which I also included in the part of the conversation that we're going to go over in the next little bit here. So these are some of the questions that you might ask when you meet someone. You're going to say, you can say "Anin." You can say "Nana Boujou." Most people say "Anin." That's like a common everyday use. Boujou is thought to be, well, it comes from Nana Boujou. Nana Boujou is our superhero. Some people refer to him, I think, as Wena Boujou. Wena Boujou. Or Nanabush, yeah. Or Nanabush. And he's got all sorts of stories written about this guy. You can find all sorts of books, all sorts of references to Nanabush. Nanabush is everywhere. Nanabujo, Wenabujo, he comes by different names, but he's the same character. So this sounds like this word here. Yeah. So some people will say that we lost the Anishinaabe because we got along really well with the French settlers. We dropped the nana in front of our greeting because whenever we saw those French settlers, they would say, "Ah, bonjour," right? Or bonjour, right? And then we would instead of saying nana bonjour, we would just mimic them. Ah, bonjour.
And they definitely weren't our
So, Anin or Nana Bonjour are some of the, a couple of the old introductions. You'd first meet someone. Then you would say, and we had this was our sort of like our guiding theme last week. ANISHINAABE. ANISHINAABE Madzien. ANISHINAABE Madzien. Most people will just say this. Anishna, hey Anishna. Anishna. Anishna, so when we translate it, this is the question indicator. So Anish is how, the word na is a question indicator. Is this present, what is it, not present? Yes, it's in the present, yeah, it's in the present moment, what's happening in the present moment. Bit, you're moving in a certain direction, right? This is one of our directional indicators. I think this has to do with spirit and light, not sure. And then this is probably, I think Janice, you mentioned something earlier about the foot or the seven or something. And then this is your personal pronoun indicator, whatever one of those technical parts of the word. But ANISHINAABE Madzien, how are you walking in a good way, something like that. And of course today when we see each other, it's how are you doing, right? Hey, how are you doing? Hey Anishna, hey ANISHINAABE Madzien. To which you would reply, and here are some of the replies. We good here, well, they're all in the notes anyway?
Yeah. I would say Niminoya.
Yeah, or yeah, I'll write that other one too. Anish Ejiyayin, is that how you would say it? Anish?
We would say ANISHINAABE.
Anin, okay, Anin,
ANISHINAABE.
alright.
Minoya, Niakos, Ndeakos.
So there's Anin, Je, Yayin, which is the same thing, right? How are you doing? Kind of like, how are you doing? How are you doing? And then, to which we would answer, something like maybe
Nishin is there. Nishin.
Nino Bemodis,
Nimokomatis.
Nino, this is your first person pronoun, I, Nino is good. And this is walking. So I'm kind of like walking in a good way. Nino Bemodis. What else do we have? Oh, Nishid. Nishid. You might answer Nishid. You're just feeling good, you know. Hey, it's a good day. Things are working out really well. Nishid. Mino Aya. Is that how you respond?
Niminoya.
Mino. Yeah. Sorry. Mino. Mino.
For us, Nishin means sort of like beautiful.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Oh. That's a good feeling. Yeah.
Beautiful feel.
Oh hey, you should. Yeah.
Nishin.
You shouldn't. Or you can have a negative.
Lots of
You're
it.
not good.
Yeah.
Gawin.
Nishin.
Gawin. Nishiznosi.
Nishiznosi.
Is it two O's? Yeah. Some will have an N. Some might just say Gawin Nishizno. So this is,
What does it mean?
it's the opposite of Nishin. So if Nishin is beautiful, then it is not beautiful, it is not good.
Not good.
Gawin Nishizno. It is not good. Some of you hear about a situation going on in the world that's turned worse or something, you know. Oh, what's happening in Palestine? Oh, Gawin Nishiznosi. Right, it's not good.
When you add the M at the end,
Oh, sorry, this is an
And
N.
N, okay.
That's just one of the, whenever I put something in brackets, it's just one of the possible endings. Sometimes depending on the number of people involved, you know, the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh person kind of thing, this will change too. And this will change up here. You know, the Gawin, so there's all sorts of, but this is its most basic form. No, not good. Gawin Nishiznosi. And so that might be one of the questions, hey, ANISHINAABE. Oh, Gawin Nishiznosi. Oh, Gawin Nishiznosi. Why? What's wrong? What's going on? I mean, most of us don't care if you're at the drive-thru at McDonald's, right? You know, or wherever, the coffee shop. Hey, thank you for the coffee. Have a good day. How you doing? Oh, I'm doing okay. They're not going to stay there. Oh, wow, you know, my goldfish died. You're going to do counseling at the drive-thru.
Should have gone to the kennel.
Yeah. Should have gone to Starbucks.
practice your Anishinaabe
It's
way.
true.
That'd be a lot.
Okay, so then there's other. Okay, so this is a chat between me and you. So I'm asking you, hi, how are you doing? You would respond with Nishin, Mino, Minoya, Mino Gamadis, Gawin Nishiznosi, and then I would ask you, because I'm polite, and I would ask you back, Gindash.
Inda.
Giendash. Or again, I forgot to mention earlier that there are some of those interchangeable letters. So I'm gonna put both in capitals
Oh,
before,
is that what you're
right?
doing that, okay.
Kiendash or Giendash.
Yeah.
And Kien, it really doesn't matter. Kien or Gien. It's the same person, it's you.
In my community, they say, if you say Kindesh, they'll say Kangut, and I don't know what that means. Kangut.
Oh, yeah. No, I don't know.
It's just a short response. Kangut.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll have to, more research required. So Kiendash. And you?
And you, yeah.
So you're asking back, right? They've asked you,
Yeah.
how you're doing, so you're gonna be polite, you're gonna say, oh, Kiendash, how about you?
Nishin.
And then you would say Nishin, right? You would say Nishin.
Nishin gaming.
Genin, Nishin, yeah, Nishin, Genin.
Oops.
Did you go?
You're scaring the young ones.
Startled. Easy, on. Gindash, so Gindash, Anishna, Eshibdamadzian. Anish, so you would say Anishinaabe, Gin. Anish. Gin. And this is, how are you? Anishinaabe, Gin. So the conversation would go so like this so far. So Anin hey nanamoju Anishna Eshibamadzien Anin nanamoju oh Nishin Minoya Minoya Naminobadis Gawi Nishiz no si Kindash and you Anishna Eshibamadzien Anishna Yegid, how are you? And then you would respond with those responses. Oh, in the minimal modest or nishin genin, saying I am good. I am beautiful. I'm fucking awesome. Yeah, this shouldn't get in. Oh, I'm doing. Or if the other person's this is the response, I guess, because the other person's doing well. So hey, it's a good day. Yeah, I'm doing good too, right? And that's sort of what this is. This shouldn't get in. Me too, right? I'm doing good too. This shouldn't get in. So you're not just saying, yeah, I'm good. You're. You're excited. All right. So Nishin Geanin. Now we get into some other questions here. So and I'm referring in some cases to some of the questions that I would ask my students. So, for example, I might ask them. Well, I would ask them. Anish Ejinekazil. Kaziyin. Anish Ejinekazil. This is straight up. How are you called? How are you called? Or what's your name? How are you called? And then you would put your name there. Nijnikos. And then you might go back and you might say Dindash. Right? You might, that person, you've asked their name. They might turn around and say, well, what's your name? Right? Gindash. Anisheshnikazi. And then you would respond with your name. You can ask Apish Gado Njaba, which is, but you say Ndonjia. Ndonji.
Yeah. Donjian, I'd say Donjian.
Apish Gado
Donjian.
Jaba. Or Ndonji.
Donjian. Donjian. Like where is?
So, east versus west.
Well, that's where you're from?
Apish Gado Jaba. Yeah, where are you from? Where are you from?
Sagin, Donji.
Yeah.
Answer is
Where are you from? And then you could just respond with whatever
Community.
community, wherever you're from, Sudbury. You don't even have to say Ndonji, but that, or Ndon Jabal. Apish Ndon Jabal, yeah.
You can just shorten it and say Donji.
Yeah,
So is a Pish, Gadu, Naji, Naki the same?
Apish Ndon Janaki, yeah, exactly. Yeah, the same idea, same concept.
What land are you from?
Apish
What
Ndon
land are you
Janaki.
Well, yeah, more
Okay.
specifically, what land are you from?
Great.
This is, Apish Gado Janaki. Where do you work?
Yeah.
Where do you work? Apish Gado Janaki, this is the word for work.
Horse.
And then you would, you know, if you're working, if you're a student, you're
Colleen and no.
Kawi.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how do you say it? I'm unemployed.
Well, would you not ask an elder, you wouldn't ask an elder that question, where do you work?
No.
No,
That's one of the fun things about being an elder is trying to figure out how to introduce yourself when you don't have a job anymore. How to
I'm
figure it out.
a lot of my early resources, we didn't have any resources, right, when I was
Yeah.
teaching. So a lot of the resources that I could find were all about those common questions. They talked about smoking,
Yeah.
you know, let's go and have a cigarette. Oh.
It's
Well, I wanna go to the store to buy a pack of smokes. Oh, we're going to the hotel tonight. No, seriously. Yeah,
You're a high school
seriously.
student?
No, well, these were the resources that were developed in the 70s. And that was just the way things were in the 70s.
Yeah.
You went up with your friends, hey, let's go to the bar, let's go to the hotel.
Yeah, the hotel's just the bar.
Minnequig,
Oh, okay, so you don't stay at the hotel room. It's the bar.
My mind was going in an even more salacious direction. I was like, was this like information for sex workers? Like,
Where you work?
So that's all it is. It's just some flashbacks to, I guess, those days when
Yeah.
those are part of the conversation, right?
Yeah.
Hey, how are you? Where do you come from? What's your plan? Oh, where do you work? You know, oh,
Yeah.
they have a job. I'm gonna hang on to this one. Right? I don't know. Okay, so Gadon Janaki, there's Anish. Again, we were running out of time here. So if we go back to the second page, we have Anish and Janakian. Anish and Janakian. You're walking along and you find somebody and you ask them, you know, hey, what are you up to? What are you doing? Anish and Janakian. What are you working on? Kind of.
Where do you sleep?
And we can finish up with these, the next section there, next week, some words,
Okay.
Yes.
okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, for you, for you.
We'll start some words next class, we're running out of time here. But we'll start with some words, and then we'll add stuff in there. Any questions, like for future classes, are there things that you guys wanna, focus on? For those of you who've been here like last year, is there anything that you wanna focus on?
How do you say elk again?
Elk. James?
Is it a tick? You mean clan?
Yeah.
A tick.